Good morning. I love the humor of our Finnish colleagues, and I would like to thank them for this, but also for co-organizing this event with Insurance Europe in their beautiful capital city. And I would like to tell you again that I'm very honored to be the new president of Insurance Europe. I'm building on very solid basis set by my predecessor, Andreas, by our Director General, Michaela, by all the Insurance Europe team, and by all our members. Everybody agrees that Insurance Europe is a very strong organization, and I think our job is to keep it as it is. I would like now to discuss about the context, our challenges, and possible solutions. So what about the context? My presidency comes at a pivotal moment. Half of the world will vote this year. Europe will vote in a bit more than 1 week, and it will have deep impacts, deep economical impacts, societal impacts, business impacts, and it will have, of course, impact on our industry. But whatever the results, and who knows, I'm convinced that governments, the industry, the civil society, regulators and supervisors must continue to work together, to cooperate, to protect people, to allow them to take risks. And this is what we are going to do. Our world is complex. Just to list what happened over the past years, we had a global pandemic, we had the invasion of Ukraine and a lot of wars around the world. We've experienced a rapid digitalization and the birth of AI. We have climate change and more frequent CAT. And we had extremely low interest rates and suddenly high inflation. And what is important to have in mind is that despite all these challenges, our insurance industry has remained extremely resilient and solid, and has kept a leadership worldwide position. It must absolutely be preserved. Ladies and gentlemen, my main priority in such a complex context will be to contribute to build a better Europe and a more competitive Europe. The insurance industry, as discussed already yesterday, is part of the solution and is very keen to engage constructively and work with all parties, all stakeholders, to develop and co-build the right solutions. We are, as insurer, we are here to prevent, to protect, to invest, and to connect. So what are the challenges? You know them well. First, our climate is changing. And the role of our industry is absolutely critical. The role of our industry is to mitigate risk, to help societies to adapt, and to support the green transition. But climate change is causing more frequent and more severe natural catastrophes, putting more people and assets at risk. If you just looked at 2023, we had, again, I would say, more than 100 billion losses for Nat Cat claims. But we had 260 billion of global losses, which means that only 40% of the losses are insured. And in Europe, looking at the EIOPA estimates, only 25% of all climate-related losses are insured. Therefore, and this is my conviction, the level of protection needs to increase. And Europe could and should play its part. It calls for a new approach on how to handle collectively this risk with the different stakeholders, including, of course, public authorities. The second big challenge is obviously the demographic change. Demographic changes are impacting our societies, our economies, and our pension systems. And we know that our industry can deliver the protection to give peace of mind for the old age. Needless to say that people are living longer, which is a good news. And according to the World Health Organization, the number of people aged more than 80 years old will triple between 2020 and 2050. And the stark truth is, based on our last survey at Insurance Europe, that in Europe, 1/3 of our citizens is not saving for its old age. In this context, we believe that the current discussions around the CMU, which you know well, are a great opportunity. They are the opportunity to tackle at the same time the needs and the challenges of an aging Europe and the need to have more risky investments, if I may say, to finance our economy. Our industry can play a key role to raise awareness and to offer solutions to encourage long-term savings and protection for old age dependency. To increase awareness, we need to engage young people as future industry leaders, policymakers, and pensioners. I'm therefore very pleased, and I don't know where she is in the room, to thank Anya, the Executive Director of the European Youth Parliament, with whom we've built a partnership, and she will speak today at the conference. So I think this is a great signal and a great collaboration. The third challenge is, of course, the protection gap. The protection gap is large in Europe, is very significant for our citizens, and is growing everywhere, and especially on the health side. And here again, our industry can contribute a lot. Our industry can increase access to healthcare, can reduce the strain on government, can promote prevention measures such as screening and checkups. To achieve this, it requires more discussion and consensus on how to share and access health data for the optimum benefit of our citizens on one hand, so the society and the economy. The last challenge I would like to mention is, of course, digitalization, AI, and new technologies. This is probably a revolution for the insurance industry. We are a big user of these new technologies, and we are a provider of protection for these new technologies. We are fully committed as a sector to develop and use AI in a responsible way. And we are also fully committed to invest to digitalize Europe. However, we need a well-balanced regulation, and we need more work on public-private partnerships on cyber. So what are the possible solutions, even if it may seem a bit arrogant to speak about solutions for all these complex topics? First, what do we need? What will it require to face these challenges together for the benefits of citizens, society as a whole, and the insurance business? I would say that we need to increase public-private partnerships. In many areas, I've mentioned CAT, I've mentioned cyber, we may have other ideas. We need a more agile and less complex Europe regulatory framework. This is an important message. And a regulatory framework more focused on lawmaking, built on solid impact assessments for the economy, for the society, and for individuals. And hopefully it will be a priority of the next Commission. We need a keener understanding that to preserve European competitiveness, policymakers need to keep in mind how other jurisdictions are moving forward. We cannot be isolated. We need to look at what happens around us. What does it mean for us collectively? First, we should make every effort, every possible effort, to enhance the co-construction of positions and solutions through an open dialogue. We should clearly acknowledge the other market realities and what it means for the envisaged solutions. And we should be even more proactive than before, than in the past, to keep up with the changing world and the rapid evolutions and the transforming environment. What can and what should and how should the industry contribute in this context? First, I dare to say that in this world full of uncertainties, we need as an industry to be courageous. We need to be innovative. We need to engage early enough with all stakeholders and especially the civil society. And we will bring to the table all our capabilities. We can build prevention solutions. We can invest in line with the European priorities, taking into account, of course, our clients' interests. We can help to bridge the protection gap, accepting to take more insurance risk when necessary, and working with public authorities to develop sustainable private-public partnerships. We can reinforce the dialogue with consumers to find the best solutions. We can contribute to the climate agenda, both as insurers and as institutional investors. My conclusion is that as an industry, as Insurance Europe, as the president of Insurance Europe, I'm truly looking forward to working with you on this basis and to contribute to build a better Europe and a more competitive Europe. Thank you.